चैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरुन् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणा रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगणा ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च नमो मदन्याय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्य नामे गौरकृष्णे नमः पञ्चतत्त्वात्मकं कृष्णं भक्तरूपस्वरूपकं भक्तावतारं भक्ताख्यं नमामि भक्तशक्तिकम् हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कान्त राधा कान्त नमोऽस्तुते तप्तकाञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे नामचिन्तामणि कृष्ण चैतन्य रसविग्रह पूर्णशुद्धो नित्यमुक्तो अभिन्नत्वं नामदामिनो जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे।
Master, myself very fortunate to speak on Srimad Bhagavatam on this auspicious day of Yogi Ekadashi. And my thanks to His Grace Raghuvandan Prabhu for giving me an opportunity. Fortunate not because I am sitting on Vyasasana and addressing a gathering of this nature, but fortunate because I am able to speak a few words glorifying the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He has made me an instrument, and even all of you who are sitting here are very, very lucky and fortunate. And how is that? We'll be learning about it in a short while from now. Please pray and bless that I may be able to speak in the right attitude, with the right intent. May my words be pleasing to the devotees of the Guru Parampara, and that I may be engaged in serving Srimad Bhagavatam habitually with devotion and sincerity. Hare Krishna. Vancha So the verse for today's discussion is from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 1, verse number 10. तो मैं आप सबका आभार प्रकट करना चाहती हूँ कि आज इस योगी एकादशी के शुभ तिथि पर भगवान ने मुझे श्रीमद् भागवतम के बारे में कुछ आपके सामने प्रस्तुत करने के लिए मुझे उपयुक्त किया है। मैं आप सबसे निवेदन करती हूँ कि मुझे आप आशीर्वाद दें ताकि मैं श्रीमद् भागवतम की जो सेवा में हर सदा लगी रहूँ, बहुत ही सिंसियरिटी और भक्ति भावना के साथ मैं इसमें जुड़ी रहूँगी। मेरी आप सबसे और आज का हम लोग डिस्कशन है पहला स्कंद, पहला अध्याय, 10वां श्लोक 1.1.10. तो let us try to chant this verse. और मैं बोलने के पश्चात मेरे पीछे पीछे दोहराइए, उसके पश्चात one from प्रभु and one from माता जी can chant the verse. प्रायेण अल्पायुषः सभ्यः कलाउ अस्मिन् युगे जनाः मन्दाः सुमन्दमतयो मन्दभाग्या हि उपद्रुताः प्रायेण अल्पायुषः सभ्यः कलावस्मिन् युगे जनाः मन्दाः सुमन्दमतयो मन्दभाग्या हि उपद्रुताः प्रायेण अल्पायुषः सभ्यः कलाउ अस्मिन् युगे जनाः मन्दः सुमन्दमतयो मन्दभाग्या हि उपद्रुताः. हरे कृष्ण. थैंक यू. थैंक्स फॉर प्रेयर. सो पहले हम इस वर्स का जो कॉन्टेक्स्ट है, let us first try to understand the context of this verse, the significance and purpose of this verse. पहले हम इस मतलब भागवतम के अंतर्गत इस जो श्लोक है इसका क्या महत्व है, इसका क्या मायने रखता है और इसे हम किस तरह समझ सकते हैं, इसके बारे में हम थोड़ा चर्चा करेंगे. आप सभी को ज्ञात है कि श्रीमद् भागवतम में 12 स्कंद है, 12 cantos and 18,000 verses, और हर एक कैंटो में बहुत सारे अध्याय हैं. और हम आज अभी पहला स्कंद में 19 चैप्टर्स है और हम लोग आज पहला स्कंद, पहला अध्याय, 10वां श्लोक से बात कर रहे हैं. तो अब तक हमने 9 श्लोक के बारे में अलग अलग जो हमारे जो गुरु भाई और गुरु बहन थे उनके समक्ष उनके थ्रू हमने उसके बारे में सॉरी You want me to come close? Okay, ma'am. So till now we have discussed the first 9 verses of Srimad Bhagavatam, and this chapter comprises of 23 verses. The first verse describes or enumerates or demonstrates or explains in very great detail. Srimad Vyasadeva has described about the absolute truth. Who is that? Krishna is an absolute truth. That means he talks about संबंध। तो पहला जो श्लोक है उसमें हमने देखा कि किस तरह से व्यासदेव जो है भगवान श्री कृष्ण के सर्वोच्च है वो एब्सोल्यूट ट्रुथ करके उसका निरूपण किया, इससे हमें संबंध ज्ञान मिलता है। दूसरा श्लोक जो है उसमें अविधेय तत्व, मतलब किस तरह से हम भगवान के साथ हाउ कैन वी डू क्रॉस टू डिवोशनल सर्विस, उसके जानकारी दिया है। और तीसरा श्लोक जो है जहाँ पर प्रयोजन मतलब ये सब करने का उसका क्या फल है, इसके बारे में हमने किया। उसके बाद जो वर्स नंबर 4 से जो है थोड़ा चेंज होता है, जहाँ पर हम देखते हैं इनफैक्ट फ्रॉम वर्स नंबर 4 ऑनवर्ड्स वी सी दैट द स्टेज इज लिटिल डिफरेंट एंड द श्रीमद् भागवतम डिस्क्राइब्स there are 88,000 sages who have assembled in the forest of Naimisharanya. नैमिषे अनिमिषक्षेत्रे ऋषयः शौनकादयः सत्रं स्वर्गाय लोकाय सहस्रसममासता। जो एकत्रित हुए थे to perform 1,000-year sacrifice, और वहाँ पर क्या होता है, who enters there? त एकदा तु मुनयः प्रातर्हुतहुताग्नयः सत्कृतं सूतमासीनं पप्रच्छूरितमादरात्। So 1.5 में क्या बोलते हैं, वहाँ पर आत्मिक सूत गोस्वामी he's come there and it is very clearly mentioned आसीनम, उनको एक आसन दिया गया है। It is very very important and it is said that if a person has not been given a proper seat when he speaking about the glories of the Lord, it is considered to be an offense. इसलिए जब व्यासासन जो बोलते हैं, एक तो इसका मतलब है जो प्रतिनिधि करता है व्यास के मतलब डिसिप्लिन सच बोलता है उसका भी होता है। दूसरा ये भी नहीं होता है कि हमें उनके एक प्रॉपर स्थान भी देना अनिवार्य है, इस तरह से बताया गया है। प्रचुर करके एक वर्ड है, बहुत ही सुंदर शब्द है जिस पर हमें गौर करना चाहिए। इसका मतलब है उनका जो eagerness था, they had lot of eagerness to understanding the teachings and the instructions of Srimad Bhagavatam, and they were very, it is a plural, prachu is a plural form, and it says everybody wants to ask questions. सभी सीनियर्स को हाँ मुझे एक पूछना है, इस तरह के उनमें बहुत eagerness था। ऋषय उचु त्वया खलु पुराणानि सेतिहासानि चानघा आख्यातान्यप्यधीतानि धर्मशास्त्राणि नान्युता। वहाँ पर उनको एक आसन देने के पश्चात सभी ऋषियों ने उनका बहुत सारा they praised him, they respected him। और यहाँ पर बताया जाता है खलु का मतलब है it was not a words of flattery but it was a genuine and sincerely they were glorifying Suta Goswami। तो ये बहुत important होता है कि हम जब किसी को glorify करते हैं it should be from the heart and it should be sincere। That's why it said that what we are saying is really truthful, it is not words of flattery। इस तरह से वो बोलते हैं। यानि वेदविदां श्रेष्ठो भगवान् बादरायणः अन्ये च मुनयः सूत परावरविदो विदुः। एक्चुअली कहा जाता है ये जो सूत जो है इसके दो मीनिंग्स होता है। One is Suta means he is the son of a Shudra. The other meaning also means Suta means one who can speak on the Puranas। So Puranas में धर्म और काम इन तीनों के पुरुषार्थ के बारे में कहा जाता है। लेकिन यहाँ पर हम देखते हैं और बाकी जो children either you go inside or you keep quiet, one of them don't talk here। So तो हम यहाँ पर देखते हैं किस तरह से they are saying that you are very well qualified, you are very apt to speak with Bhagavatam। इस तरह से उनकी प्रशंसा की गई है। Then how to understand this? तो इसके लिए यहाँ पर एक वर्ड यूज किया है para ved vidam। Vidam का मतलब है that he was given that knowledge। That means vidam means refers to persons who are very very qualified। That means they know both the Brahman in terms of qualities and without qualities। That means they are very very qualified। And then it says how come a person like Suta who was a Shudra, how come he became deserving? किस तरह से उनका हुआ? तो उसके लिए बोला गया है भगवान बादरायणः, मतलब the Lord himself empowered him। उन्होंने उनको काबिल बनाया, he gave him that, he made him deserving that he could speak. He was made instrument. इस तरह से बता गया है. He knew everything. The next part comes why he was made, why he was given that, made fortunate, or why he got the potency. What made that? For that it is said, Vetatvam saumyatat sarvam tatvatastat anugrahat bruyuhu snigdasya shishyasya guravo guhyamapyutam. तो यहाँ पर एक वर्ड है सौम्य. सौम्य का मतलब है जेंटल एंड वेरी वेरी सॉफ्ट, माइल्ड, इस तरह से आता है उसका मीनिंग. तो यहाँ पर बताया जाता है कि वैसे तो सूत गोस्वामी एक शूद्र है, शायद उनमें कुछ डेमोनिक क्वालिटीज या सब कंटामिनेशन हो सकता है, लेकिन यहाँ पर बताया जाता है नहीं, सूत वाज नॉट लाइक दैट. ही वाज अ वेरी वेरी माइल्ड एंड जेंटल पर्सन. उसमें इस तरह के अवगुण था ही नहीं. देयर वर नो कंटामिनेशंस इन हिम. सो that is a qualification. Then it says anugrahat, and how it came? Because he was blessed by his teachers. And why he was blessed by his teachers? It says snigdasya. Snigdha means a disciple has to serve his spiritual master not only with respect but also with affection. So snigdha means he was such a kind of a very affectionate student and disciple that he was serving in this way. And because of it, Guravo Guhyam Apyuta, even though he was not qualified, he was given that qualification so that he can understand these wonderful subject matters, transcendental subject matters. And then it is said in the Shastras, in the Brahma Sandarbha, it is said, actually when a disciple is very, very affectionate and is serving his spiritual master with affection, then it becomes, or he becomes an adhikari to also know about the guhyatama, the confidential aspects of the Shastras also. That is why when Sutta Goswami in this way was rendering service to his spiritual master, he automatically became qualified to know these wonderful subject matters. That is why the Guru also gave him these confidential subject matters. So the point what I am trying to bring is to understand now what Sutta Goswami is going to tell further, what is the importance, क्या मायने रखता है, और हम इसके बारे में चर्चा कर रहे हैं, इसका हमें ज्ञात होना चाहिए. ये मेरा कहने का मतलब है. तो इसका मतलब क्या है, इससे हम क्या सीख सकते हैं? अगर हमें सचमुच हमारे गुरुदेव की हमें सर्विस करना है, हमें रेस्पेक्ट तो रहना ही चाहिए, साथ साथ में अफेक्शन भी होना चाहिए. जब हमें हमारे गुरु के प्रति, प्रभुपाद के प्रति जब हमारे में एक अगाध प्रेम और अफेक्शन जागृत होता है, तभी ये जो लिटरेचर्स या जो स्क्रिप्चर्स है उसका अंदरूनी जो बात है, जो the most confidential intrinsic matters can be very well revealed. The Guru will reveal these aspects to you. So it is very important and imperative that you develop this kind of an attitude towards your Guru. Yeah. So every time you start your Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita, you have to meditate in this way, and with this mood and intent, you are supposed to approach Srimad Bhagavatam. Yeah. Then in the last class, then after speaking like this, the sages ask a question, isn't it? And what was the question? Tatra tantrantasa ayushman bhavataya tvinishchitam pumsam ekantata shreyas tanna samshitum arhasi. यहाँ पर the word anjasa means please make it easy for us, and it says ayushman. A ayushman is a very very important word. और immediately they also say पुंसाम. यहाँ पर आयुष्मान का एक मत ये है कि वहाँ पर ये जो सेजेस बोल रहे हैं, आपकी तो जो लाइफ स्पैन है इट्स क्वाइट लॉन्ग, यू हैव वेरी लॉन्ग लाइफ स्पैन, बट देन द पुंसाम, हियर पुंसाम इज रेफरिंग टू द पीपल इन द एज ऑफ कलियुगा who are short lived. So basically this verse of 1.1.9 is a prelude to what we are going to say in 1.1.10. आप समझ गए? So यहाँ पर वो बता रही कि they giving contrast, आपको बहुत long lived है, and we also saw how they were performing the sacrifice which was 1000 years. That means what should be their lifespan? That is also, isn't it? So अब ये बोल रहे हैं पुंसाम और बोलते हैं एकांततः श्रेयस. That means हमको you tell me that one ultimate goal, yeah, in this, and you please make it easy for us. So Chakravarti Pad in this regard he says actually this particular verse acts like a prelude to 1.1 pointer, because what they're going to ask now or say now, and which is a verse of discussion for us today. प्रायेण अल्पायुष सभ्य कलाव अस्मिन् युगे जनाः मंदाः सुमन्दमतयो मंदभाग्ययुपकृताः. So now they are giving ये जो कलयुग के जो लोग हैं उनका क्या है, what is, how are they, उस characteristics बताते हैं. और ये बताने के तुरंत ही आपने जो भी व्यक्ता बताएंगे, the next question immediately is they say you give us the essence. मतलब उनको ये लगा Sutta Goswami is very very knowledgeable and he knows so many things. ऐसा ना हो जाए that he starts telling everything and he gives us the proposal, now you choose which is best for you. ऐसा नहीं होना है. हमको ये नहीं चाहिए आप खुद हमें बता दीजिए हमारे लिए क्या उत्तम है. मतलब एसेंस जो है आपको तो सब कुछ पता है, तो उस शास्त्रों का जो सार जो है उसका निचोड़ निकाल के वो हमें बता दीजिए, क्योंकि हमारे में वो क्षमता नहीं है कि हम इतने सारी चीज़ों को हम पढ़ें, उसको ग्रहण करें, उसका मनन करें, उसको समझें और उसके बाद उसका निष्कर्ष में हम पहुँचे. ये हमारे लिए वी डोंट हैव दैट एबिलिटी. इस तरह से वो बोलते. दैट्स द रीजन दे पुट इन दिस वर्स. सो इफ यू सी द whole flow, there first it is described and then it talks about the stages, the praise, and immediately in the middle they are talking about the characteristics of the people of Kali-yuga. Because this particular verse, if you see the entire Bhagavatam, because when they ask this question, this is a very very meaningful and purposeful verse which completely unraveled the Srimad Bhagavatam. मतलब श्रीमद् भागवतम का कहने का ये है, इसका तात्पर्य क्या हो गया कि ये जो विषय है, ये जो श्रीमद् भागवतम का जो सब्जेक्ट मैटर है, ये कलयुग लोगों के लिए ये उत्तम है और वो that is the only way. इस तरह से it declares or it establishes this fact. Okay, so it says, and also this also is the very first verse in entire Bhagavatam which is a diagnostic verse. मतलब यहाँ पर it shows the urgency, it shows the eagerness to get the remedy, and then it talks the diagnosis for the disease has been done now. So this is what, and most importantly जब sages ने इस तरह का एक question पूछा या इस तरह का एक situation बताया कि देखो कलयुग के लोग ऐसा है, उनको एक घृणा के रूप से नहीं बता रहे हैं. आप समझिए, they are not resentful, they are not एक घृणा या अच्छी क्या है ये कलयुग के लोग इस तरह के इस रूप से नहीं बताया. They had a very deep compassion towards them, to the people of Kali-yuga, and they wanted to get some remedy. किस तरह से ये लोग कर सकते हैं? How can they इस foreign condition से कैसे बाहर आ सकते हैं? That was the mode, and we also see the same kind of mode which Prabhupada carried. So Prabhupada carries the same mood of what the sages had and what Srila Vyasadeva had. Vyasadeva was also very compassionate. That's why he gave us everything. He wrote everything. And then the sages are asking. So so from this also we can understand the mood of Prabhupada, the authentic parampara which they are following. And that's why Prabhupada, though in his right page, he went to the West and he gave the same compassion. He distributed the same compassion and gave to all of us Srimad Bhagavatam, the holy name and the path of bhakti, because of which we are all sitting here today. And Srila Swami, in this regard, he says that without this bhakti marga, no one can truly be saved in Kali-yuga. And Chakravarti Pad says, he comments, that due to the overwhelming faults of Kali-yuga, one might lose hope. मतलब इतने सारे अवगुण हैं तो किसी को एक निराश हो सकता है, they may lose hope. लेकिन, but precisely because of this, Srimad Bhagavatam is needed and is fully sufficient to uplift all. इसी कारण, इसी वजह से श्रीमद् भागवतम का अध्ययन करना या उसका अनुयायी करना या उसको अपनाना अनिवार्य है. इस तरह से वो बोलते हैं. And then he says, the sages are full of compassion and desire to save society from drowning. तो sages में इतने अनुकंपा थी कि सबके जो कल्याण हो ये उनका मकसद और उद्देश्य था. This verse expresses their clear understanding of what Kali-yuga will do to human life and also sets up the entire purpose of Srimad Bhagavatam, which is to give light in this darkness. तो भागवतम एक ऐसा है, एकमात्र है जो हमें इस अंधकार से हमें वो कर सकता है, हमें उजाले की तरफ हमें ले जा सकता है, इस तरह से बताते हैं। और इसी सिलसिले में जीव गोस्वामी बताते हैं अपने तत्व संदर्भ में कि भागवतम इज अ टॉर्च लाइट ऑफ नॉलेज इन द डार्क नाइट ऑफ कलयुगा। ये एक एकदम अंधकार है और वहाँ पर हमने एक टॉर्च लगाया तो हमें वी गेट द लाइट। तो भागवतम इस तरह का है। तो विदाउट भागवतम, विदाउट द टीचिंग्स ऑफ लॉर्ड हरि, पीपल हैव नो होप, इस तरह से बताते हैं। Now let us try to dwell a little on the verse itself and what we can understand. Yeah. So if you see the earlier verse, that is 1.1.9, यहाँ पर what was the question? What is the ultimate goal? मतलब इसका फल क्या है? इसका result क्या है? After performing this kind of spiritual activities, what is the result? But in this verse, the question is focused on the means or the path to obtain these results. मतलब अभी सिचुएशन ऐसा है, लोगों को इतना मतलब they are all these points, laziness, short-lived, quarrelsome, hypocrisy, all this है। तो इस सिचुएशन में इसका मीन्स क्या, कैसे हम इससे जूझ कर कैसे हम इससे बाहर निकल सकते हैं, ये उनका प्रश्न था। ठीक है, तो यहाँ पर सेजेस क्या बोलते हैं? प्रायेण। प्रायेण का मतलब है ऑफन, मोस्ट ऑफन। इट इज सेइंग दैट इसका मतलब है ऐसे भी कोई है जिनका अल्पायु नहीं है। So the sages use the word prayena, means often, to acknowledge that not all human beings die young. कोई है। किस तरह का exceptions है? Exceptions exist as themselves, जैसे शौनक है, other sages है। ऐसे नहीं कि क्यों? Why? Because they have a very long lifespan. ऐसे नहीं कि वो अल्पायु है। Thus इसीलिए उन्होंने इस तरह के question पूछा। This is for exclusively people who have short lives. So they frame the question not for themselves, but for ordinary human beings who are short-lived, अल्पायु, उनके लिए उस तरह का एक question पूछते हैं। फिर then क्या बोलते हैं? उन्होंने बोलते हैं, मतलब वो सबमिट करते हैं, देखो अभी तो ये जो 1000 साल का जो 1000 year का sacrifice जो कर रहे हैं हम लोग, actually practically use the people who are short-lived, जो अल्पायु है, उनके लिए वो है ही नहीं, because they are not all suitable. It is not suitable for them. Hence, they are inquiring what is the path exclusively for the people who are short-lived in Kali Yuga. इस तरह से बोलते हैं। Now, the question may arise or doubt may arise. जो path जो people who are short-lived अल्पायु है, the same path will apply to people who have a very long lifespan. क्या दोनों बात एक ही है क्या? तो उसके लिए इसी में आंसर आता है। वो बोलते हैं कि सूत गोस्वामी जो प्रश्न करके बोलते हैं, he was fully qualified to answer this question. He could answer this. That means the answer what he is going to give is not only that he can answer the people who have short lives, but he can also answer to people who have also long lifespan. And what is that word being used here? The word used here is sabhya. Pralena alpayushah sabhya. Sabhya का मतलब है who is fit to sit in the royal assembly, who is fit to sit in the assembly and who is well versed and who can give answers to these kind of questions. ये उसका meaning है. So in this way they are telling. Then the next point will arise. Will short-lived humans have enough time to follow? हो सकता है क्या? Can follow because a long complicated process हो सकता है क्या? इसके लिए बताते हैं कि कलयुग में humans have short lives and this is because of two factors. One is the inherent corruption of the age and also because of their sinful tendencies. इस तरह के मतलब इसका क्या है? These we are already with some kind of doshas and that is what is just now being referred to. और बताते हैं कि जब हम इस दोष को निकाल देते हैं, when we remove the blemishes of this kali, even short-lived people may prolong and gain more spiritual opportunity. इसलिए इनको ये भी एक opportunity है, इस तरह से वो बता रहे हैं। इसलिए वो sages stress करते हैं, specifically are saying कलाउ अस्मिन युगे। अस्मिन युगे का मतलब इस युग में, in this yuga. And they are saying that showing that even though people are born in this pre-great age, फिर भी यहाँ पर एक अवसर है कि यहाँ पर they can become the great devotees of the Lord. भले ही इतने सारे कलयुग में इतने सारे दोष हैं, फिर भी यहाँ पर हर opportunity है कि हम भगवान के भक्त बन सकते हैं। और वो पूछ रहे हैं प्लीज टेल अस इटसेल्फ व्हाट इज द बेस्ट पाथ फॉर ऑल द ह्यूमंस। अभी यहाँ पर एक वर्ड यूज किया है जनाः, प्रायेण अल्पायुः सभ्यः कलौ अस्मिन् युगे जनाः। जनाः का मतलब क्या है? जना का मतलब है क्रिएटेड बीइंग्स। और भगवान कौन इनके हमको किसने सृष्टिकरण किया? भगवान ने स्वयं किया। So when we are the parts and parcels of the Supreme Lord, how come this? So naturally it is understood that we should also have this kind of divine qualities. हमें भी इस तरह की divine qualities होना चाहिए। But what has happened? क्या हो चुका है हमें? They said, but we become affected when you come in touch with this material world, then you get affected by these doshas or these blemishes. इस तरह से बताते हैं। And Shastra says there are 3 kinds of blemishes. 3 तरह के दोष होते हैं। एक होता है natural blemish, that means which is inherited because of our being in contact with this material modes of nature. जैसे हम इस भौतिक लोक में आते हैं, ऑटोमेटिकली हमें एक इस तरह के मोड्स ऑफ मेटल नेचर हम पर हावी करता है। That is one. The second one is acquired blemish. Acquired blemish मतलब हमारे गलत contact से, because the impurities acquired because of our wrong contact, हमारे actions गलत होने से होता है। And then उसी में आता है laziness, फिर dull intellect, bad luck, ये सब उसके अंतर्गत आता है। The third kind of blemish is impurities because of our improper external activities. Now what is the meaning of improper external activity? In Bhagavad Gita 3.5 it says, nahi kasya kshanamapi jato tishtati akarmakrit. That means Krishna बताते हैं, no one can remain without doing action, even for a moment. Thus everyone is engaged either in worldly activities or spiritual activities. कुछ ना कुछ, because we are so active that we cannot remain without performing any activity. तो यहाँ पर रोल ऑफ स्क्रिप्चर्स क्या है? हमें स्ट्रक्चर्स के अनुसार हमें करना चाहिए। अगर हम धर्म के और शास्त्र के विरुद्ध करते हैं, वो हो जाता है improper activity. So this is a third kind of blemish, wherein we are not performing our activities based on the shastras or based on a varna and ashrama. All these comes under the external blemish. इस तरह से वो 3 टाइप के blemishes को वो बताते हैं। So what I am doing now is I'm not going to the depth of each and every line of the purport because I need to also maintain my time. But I'll just give salient points, main themes which Prabhupada is talking in his purport. So यहाँ पर क्या-क्या points बताते हैं? If you see the purport of Prabhupada, it talks about recreation of Kali Yuga. Kali Yuga किस तरह से पतन हो रहा है? क्या किस तरह से होता है? And what are they? Short life span, bad habits, false education. These are the 3 aspects which is the Kali Yuga, degradation of Kali Yuga. इससे हम समझ सकते हैं। And what are the obstacles for self-realization? हमारी आत्म साक्षात्कार करने के लिए हमारी क्या-क्या बाधाएं होती हैं? एक होता है laziness, misguided, faithless and addiction. ये जो addiction जो बोला है, ये जो acquired, जो हमारे wrong context से होता है, these are all acquired blemish. So short life is because of irregular habits and not food shortage. Prabhupada makes it very, very clear. This is not because of food shortage. Second point, he says, people are lazy. Not only materially, most importantly, it is referring to spiritual laziness. That means no desire for self-realization. Then he makes another point. He says, the education system is completely misguided because they are not able to give us a real understanding of the soul, the God and ultimate purpose of life. Then apart from this, we are all engaged in different kinds of addictions and diversions, self-gratification, entertainment, intoxication, अलग-अलग किस्म से हम लोग बाधित हैं. और next point he says कि unsanctioned religious movements, this adds on to the confusion. ये है complete misguidance. Then because of this, what is happening? Breakdown of ashrama systems. जैसे ब्रह्मचारी का proper training नहीं है, because they are not properly trained, they are not able to follow proper grihastha, then that also has an effect on the vanaprastha and sannyasi ashramas also. Then he says किस तरह से there is a general faithlessness and it is complete materialistic civilization. इस तरह से ये जो points highlight करते हैं प्रभुपादा अपने अपने परपोज में. So this is, if you see, Prabhupada being a contemporary writer, so he takes all his purpose, if you see, he always focuses on the current problems और उस हिसाब से अपने purpose को लिखते हैं. लेकिन हमारे जो चक्रवर्ती पांच जो है उनका वो रसिका आचार्य है और इसी वर्ष के बारे में वो किस तरह से हमें बताते हैं उस पर भी हम नजर डालेंगे. Then we go further because it's very very nice to understand this aspect also. तो यहाँ पर बताते हैं कि actually these sages of Naimisharanya, they address Sutta Goswami with deep respect and trust. और उनके जो क्वालिफिकेशन है उसको भी उन्होंने एक्नॉलेज किया और वो बताते हैं कि उनके हिसाब से वो क्या बताते हैं. There are 5 major defects in Kali Yuga and what do they say? Short-lived, laziness, unintelligent, without association of devotees and afflicted by many problems. इस तरह से वो बताते हैं और उनका भी अगर हम देखते हैं वहाँ पर भी उनका urgency और helplessness हम इसमें देख सकते हैं. तो यहाँ पर बताते हैं जैसे से मैंने बताया था कि प्रीवियस वर्स से उनको लगा कि साउथ सेजेस को अभी ये पूरा विस्तार रूप से बताने वाले हैं. तो बोलते हैं कि आपको तो बहुत अच्छा ज्ञात है, यू आर वेल वर्स्ड, टाइम प्लेस सर्कमस्टेंसेस के अनुसार से किस तरह का इंस्ट्रक्शन देना है आप बहुत अच्छी तरह जानते हैं. तो ओ ऑनरेबल सेज, यू हु नो व्हाट इज सुटेबल फॉर टाइम एंड स्पेस, इस तरह से बहुत विनम्र भाव से उनके सामने प्रस्तुत करते हैं. फिर बोलते हैं इन कलियुगा पीपल आर जनरली शॉर्टेड. तो यहाँ पर क्या है कि उनके बैड हैबिट्स की वजह से उनके कर्म के हिसाब से बिकॉज ऑफ द लॉस ऑफ धार्मिक सपोर्ट उनके जो फिजिकल लाइफ आयु जो है कम हो जाता है. Then he says, even if born with longer potential, they die earlier through unnatural causes. Suppose मानो कि हाँ they had long lifespan, फिर भी वो because of unnatural causes वो उनका देह they die. If they have long life by chance, then they are lazy to investigate spiritual topics. See how he is taking us out. इस पर हमें बहुत गौर करना चाहिए because we all being sadhakas, we should take this point very 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 deeply. First उन्होंने क्या बोला? प्रायः सब लोग के आयु कम है, शायद ही कोई लोगों का आयु बड़ा रहता है, लेकिन ऐसा भी अक्सर देखा जाता है कि प्रॉब्लम की वजह से वो अपना शरीर बहुत शीघ्र त्याग कर देते हैं. ठीक है, मानो चलो कि उन्होंने उनका लाइफ स्पैन ज्यादा था, फिर कैसा है? They are lazy to perform spiritual, to understand or investigate topics. इस तरह से मतलब शास्त्र विचार करने का उसमें कोई enthusiasm नहीं है, इस तरह से बोलते हैं. मानो suppose समझो even if they're not lazy for some time, मानो even if someone is not lazy, then he is unintelligent. मतलब इसका मतलब है उनमें वो विचक्षणा नहीं है, he lacks the discrimination, उनमें वो बुद्धि नहीं है कि मैं क्या कार्य करूं और कार्य कौन सा कार्य ना करूं, what is to be done and what is not to be done. They don't have this, they're unintelligent. इसी वजह से they go behind wrong goals, मतलब they don't understand what is the real aim of life. इस तरह से करते हैं. Then he says, okay, मानो someone is intelligent, is unfortunate. Very, very, very important. Take this point very deeply. Even if someone is intelligent, he is unfortunate for he is devoid of association with devotees to teach the highest action. He does not take वो devotee का association वो नहीं लेता है. वो बहुत sharp है, but उसके पास pure devotee association नहीं है. Next बोलते हैं, even if someone has an association, समझो कि उसके पास association, devotees का association मिल गया, next क्या हो गया? He is afflicted. And what kind of affliction? External sufferings like diseases, mental problems, all kind of social troubles, they all disturb him. And very importantly, he says, because of these external sufferings, क्या होता है? It robs our time. We lose our time. And we lose the inner steadiness needed for Shravanam, Kirtanam, Mananam, Bhajanam. Did you all get this point very clearly? What I'm trying to say, what Prabhupada, what Chakravarti Park is trying to say? Can anybody tell this whole cycle? First is what? Short. Mano, so they are short-lived, but if they are long, sometimes it so happens they get into accidents. First point. Suppose मानो सब कुछ है, they have a long life. Then what happens? Laziness. मानो lazy नहीं है, then what happens? They are not intelligent. मानो they are intelligent, then what happens?
Unfortunate.
In what sense?
Devotees, association.
Because they don't take association. मानो they took association, then what happens?
He is afflicted because of sufferings.
He is afflicted. That means कितने सारी बाधाएं देखो श्रवणम करने में, भगवान की भजन करने में कितने सारे प्रॉब्लम्स हैं. So he says, under the control of affliction from sickness and other devotees, he does not get the time to hear from the mouth of a devotee. See his pathetic condition. He is such a pathetic condition. So even if a devotee is near, life circumstances may not allow one to sit peacefully and hear Krishna Katha.
Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Even if he does hear, he cannot discern. अगर suppose समझो वो मान भी गया, उसने devotee association भी ले लिया, और सब कुछ ठीक है, तो he cannot discern the highest goal for the human being, and then cannot carry out actions to attain it. मतलब hearing alone is not sufficient. So we have to grasp the essence, and we have to come out from our internal obstacles. मैं इसलिए बात बता रही हूँ कि we think that everything is so easy. We think it is easy, but we don't understand how important is devotee association. That's why in the beginning I told you, all of you are lucky sitting here. All of you are lucky sitting here. So please don't take it so lightly. Don't take it so lightly. In fact, it should not be that every time we have to call you. Sorry to tell, but these are the practice. See, we are reading on one side to Srimad Bhagavatam, but how are you going to apply it practically in your life? Every time you have to think on this aspect. It's very, very important. We keep on giving so many excuses. कल रात को मेरा लेट हो गया, मेरा बच्चा सो गया, मेरा भक्ति रिक्शा था, ये था, वो था, कुछ ना कुछ हम reasons देते हैं. These are all only reasons and excuses. That fire should be there within you. That fire should be there. Anytime anything can happen, you just saw Ahmedabad, what happened? The plane crash. We are seeing day in and day out, but in spite of that, we don't understand the urgency of the matter. It's a pathetic situation, very, very unfortunate. That is why the Shastras are saying that people in Kali Yuga are very unfortunate. Unfortunate does not mean that you did not get some bumper lottery or lottery upgrade. That is not unlucky. Unlucky means that you are not seeking the association of devotees and making the transformation in your life. That is very, very, very important in life. Yeah. So please take these aspects very, very seriously. Okay. And alternatively, he also says it is not that all these things happen in sequence. It can also happen that all this can happen or manifest simultaneously. For example, short life, laziness, lack of intelligence, lack of association, afflictions. All these things can. That means what? He's trying to say that it's not a small problem. It's a real big problem, and it's pervasive in Kali Yuga. ये कुछ नॉर्मल बात नहीं है. आप लोग इसको बहुत ही गंभीरता से लीजिए. इस तरह की वो अर्जेंसी बता रहे, अर्जेंसी हमें बता रहे. और हमारे जो प्रभुपाद है, इतने वो एज में उनको बाहर जाकर इस तरह से करने की क्या जरूरत है. फिर भी वो जाके हमारे लिए आज हम सब लोग यहाँ बैठे हैं, उसका हम लोग क्या बोलते हैं, we are taking the advantage is only because of his sacrifice. So what are you doing in terms of reciprocating his sacrifice? What is that you're doing? We have to question this. हम अपने आप को इसके बारे में सोचना बहुत important है. ऐसा नहीं कि हम सब लोग आए, दीक्षा हो गया, दास हो गया, दासी बन गए, बस कर गया था, मुझे एक पट्टा मिल गया. नहीं, उसके बाद अब कर क्या रहे हैं? हम अपने गुरुदेव को देख सकते हैं किस तरह से वो day and night, what is he doing? So how are we? What's the way you show your gratitude towards your guru?
What is the way you show your gratitude towards the spiritual master, towards your Prabhupada for what he has given us? These are the questions that should trigger within you, and you have to meditate. Unless and until you do this, we can never ever progress in this path of bhakti. We can never do that. Yeah? So this is a very important thing. So यहाँ पर sages जो बोल रहे हैं, they are telling a realistic picture. Okay, and they are seeking some important aspect. So now what I did, now that as some of you must have, I'll tell one point and then, Raghunandan Prabhu, where is Raghunandan Prabhu? Raghunandan Prabhu is there? I have another 10 minutes time, Prabhuji, can I go ahead?
Yes, Mataji.
Okay. So what I did was, I was contemplating on this verse, and now that we are doing this holistic wellness program, I tried to map this verse with the holistic wellness domains. So those ambassadors sitting here, Shabarinath Prabhu, Rakesh Gupta Prabhu is not there, Pratima Mataji is not there. Who are the other? Raseshwar Prabhu. And who else? Kalpana Mataji. Yeah. Vimal Rajeshwar is there today? He is not there. Okay. So अभी उनको डंडा मिलेगा. I will take it. So what I've done is I've just taken the translation and then ये जो points है I've tried to map it how it affects the body. It could be our body, senses, mind, intelligence, subtle and gross body, and then how this can be mapped to the situation now, and then how we can map the wellness domain, and some aspects from Bhagavad Gita, Nectar of Instruction like that, and mapped it so that we understand this very, very clearly. Okay? I think some of the members had the opportunity to hear the wellness ambassador who had the opportunity. We just launched the program, and I think some of them have already addressed. Shabarinath Prabhu, you have addressed a group, right? Kalpana Mataji is addressed, and who were all there in the wellness program? Can I know? Can you raise your hand? You were there. How many have heard them? Okay. Yeah. That program, right? Okay. So some of you were fortunate to hear. Yeah. Suvijay Prabhu is also there. Yeah. Some of you were fortunate to hear from the ambassadors. Just to give an understanding, this is one of the initiatives. ये जो गवर्निंग बॉडी कमीशन जो है जोनल सुपरवाइजर इनका एक उनके अंतर्गत एक प्रोजेक्ट जैसा है जहाँ पर लॉर्ड्स मर्सी एंड गुड्स मर्सी माय प्रभु इज इन दैट प्रोजेक्ट द जीपीसी जोनल सुपरवाइजर प्रोजेक्ट एंड उसके अंतर्गत उनको एक प्रोजेक्ट करने के लिए बताया गया था एंड वी आर टेकन द होलिस्टिक वेलनेस मतलब हमारी जो वेलनेस जो होता है सी इवन व्हेन वी हैव टू जस्ट नाउ वी रेड दिस होल थिंग अगर हमें हमारी भक्ति में एक अग्रसर बनना है उसके लिए भी जब तक आपका तन और मन धन सब कुछ ठीक है आप कॉन्सेंट्रेट करके नहीं कर सकते हैं यू कैन नॉट डू योर भक्ति ऑल्सो प्रॉपर्ली सो हमने एक ट्रेनिंग जैसा दिया एंड दीज वेलनेस एम्बेसडर्स आर गोइंग टू डिफरेंट बीडेज and they are addressing them how to manage, not exactly manage, they are giving you some points for you to think, to reflect upon yourself, how we have to look at these points and then how we can develop and how by managing all this and balancing these, how we can nicely very well perform spiritual path, how we can adopt it. इस वजह से हमारे भक्ति में अग्रसर हो सकते हैं इसके बारे में तो ये जो उद्यम है वो पूरा 6 हफ्ते तक जाने वाला है अभी हमने थर्सडे को लॉन्च किया इनफैक्ट फ्रॉम नेक्स्ट फ्राइडे संडे ऑनवर्ड्स each of the ambassadors also will be speaking for about 10-15 minutes in a Sunday satsang program and any questions also will be addressed during that program. Okay? So, in the Taittiriya Upanishad, it is said that there are 5 koshas. 5 koshas is nothing but a sheet of or consciousness levels बोल सकते हैं जिसको बोलते हैं अन्नमय kosha, that is the physical body. Pranamaya kosha or the energetic or the breath body, then Manomaya kosha with the mental or the emotional body, Vijnanamaya kosha with the intellectual body, and Anandamaya kosha which is the bliss body. So in this way, and how we can relate this? We can Annamaya kosha मतलब gross wellness मतलब physical domain बोल सकते हैं physical wellness. Pranamaya kosha is your emotional and financial. Why I'm saying emotional financial? When you have financial issues or stress, automatically that will have lot of stress, isn't it? People have heart attacks and lot many things. So that's why that Pranamaya Kosha can be mapped to the emotional financial wellness. And then you have the Manomaya Kosha, which is we need to have a mental clarity and a peace, and otherwise we will not be able to do this. So Manomaya Kosha is a mental wellness, and Vijnanamaya Kosha is intelligence, because even to perform bhakti, you need buddhi, right? So that is a devotional wellness. So this is based on the Shastric understanding. We have spoken many times that when you do bhakti, it should not be whimsical. It's based on Sadhu's Shastras. When you do that, then only you have that implicit faith कि मैं योजक कर रहा हूँ, मैंने ठीक तरह से कर रहा हूँ. इसलिए उसको बोलते हैं devotional wellness. Then we have the Anandamaya Kosha, which is a spiritual wellness. That means spiritual wellness is realized through bhakti, through chanting and surrender and Krishna consciousness. इस तरह से ये 5 different koshas or the sheets or the domains है. Now you yourself will tell me what the first aspect. Prayena Alpayu. Alpayu means what? Short life. So what does Prabhupada say? Short life is not because of food scarcity, but because of your irregular habits. It could be overeating, it could be sense gratification, it could be sleep orders, it could be addictions, anything. Basically, misuse of your physical body. Okay? Now, so this falls under Annamaya Kosha, physical wellness. Got it? And what is the situation now? We are all into junk food, stress, all these things. And in this regard, there is a beautiful verse in Srimad Bhagavad Gita, 6th chapter, verse number 16 and 17, where it says, there is no possibility, verse 16 says, I'm just reading translation for you, there is no possibility of one's becoming a yogi, O Arjuna, if one eats too much or eats too little, sleeps too much or does not sleep enough. तो इसके बारे में भगवद गीता में 6th chapter verse number 16 में बताया गया है कि अगर ज्यादा भी खाएंगे कम भी खाएंगे, ज्यादा सोएंगे कम भी सोएंगे, इसे करने से आप अपने भक्ति के मार्ग में अग्रसर नहीं हो सकते हैं. इसी तरह से verse number 17 में बोला जाता है, it's a very famous verse, युक्ताहार विहारस्य युक्त चेष्टस्य कर्मसु युक्त स्वप्नावबोधस्य योगो भवति दुःखः. इसका मतलब है he who is regulated in his habits of eating, sleeping, recreation and work can mitigate all material pains by practicing the yoga system. So you're clear? This physical wellness? No doubt, right? Okay. Then we also have nectar of instruction. The first was Vacho Vegam. Vacho Vegam. Okay? You have to control your tongue. Control of tongue is not only speaking, it also has dual roles, right? Eating and speaking. So he's talking here about eating. Udara Upasta. That follows. Then next. Then next, what is it? Quarrelsome. Alpayu, then quarrelsome. He says modern people quarrel over everything. सब चीजों के लिए. It could be politics, it could be religion, it could be antique, even in families. Her sada quarrels. And what is it? This is because of the dissatisfaction and also because of the influence of the mode of passion and ignorance. इसकी वजह से इस तरह का होता है. And how it is manifest? It is manifest because of the misuse of our speech and actions, which is driven by the ego and anger. और ये कहाँ से आता है? Mind से. So you can map this quarrelsome कहाँ से? मनोमय कोशा और the mental wellness or emotional wellness. हो गया? Laziness, alpayu, physical. Quarrelsome, manomaya kosha. The third one. And in this regard, we have nectar of instruction. First verse itself, control your anger and speech. Vacho vegam, manasa krodha vegam. Okay? And in 2.66 Bhagavad Gita says, disturbed minds can never have peace. Okay? Then, the next one is lazy. Yeah? Laziness. So what is the word for laziness given here? He says, Mandaha. He is laziness. If laziness we can समझ सकते हैं, not just materially lazy, but spiritually lazy. That means no time or interest in self-realization. In this regard, no enthusiasm means what? Utsaha, Nisaya, Deya. You need to have utsaha. So then, and also in Bhagavad Gita 2.44, व्यवसायात्मिका बुद्धि एकेह कुर्वन्ना बहुशाखायि अनन्तस्य बुद्धयो अव्यवसायिनः मतलब you need to have the determination. Determined intelligence is lacking. So people don't ask who am I, what is life, or इस तरह से कुछ नहीं है. Okay? So what does this come under? It comes under intelligence, misuse of your intelligence. So this comes under Vijnanamaya Kosha. In other words, intellectual intelligence or spiritual intelligence. That means it's no time for japa, no time to read shastras, no enthusiasm. So all this can be mapped under mental and this is spiritual wellness. Okay, this comes under Vijnanamaya Kosha. Then the next one is misguided. Yeah, mandaha sumanta batayo. Sumanta means misguided. ठीक है? तो misguided. So even if they get some knowledge, they fall victim to false teachers. मतलब बहुत सारे pseudo religious sects है, ये सब है. और ये किसकी वजह से होता है? Because of a bad education system. Okay? और यहाँ पर ये भी इसका नतीजा क्या है? What we see here, there are false gurus. Okay? और इसके बारे में यहाँ पर एक सुंदर उदाहरण है. It comes from Bhagavad Gita 16.23. It says, यह शास्त्र विधिपुस्तृज्य वर्तते कामकारतः न स सिद्धिम् अवाप्नोति न सुखं न परां गतिम्. He who discards spiritual injunctions and acts according to his own whims attains neither perfection nor happiness nor the supreme destination. So शास्त्र का अनुकरण करना अत्यधिक आवश्यक है, otherwise you will be misguided. So this again comes under Vijnanamaya Kosha, which is the spiritual wellness. Okay, and then in this regard we also have Mantra Upanishad 9 that Antam Tamha Pravishanti. Yeah, it says no. So those who follow false knowledge, they go deeper into darkness. Yeah, this is also there. Then next one is unlucky. So even if a person meets a devotee, they may not accept or appreciate bhakti. That is because of lack of sukriti. So due to karma and lack of sukriti, even if one meets devotees, one may not take up this path seriously. So in this regard, we have a beautiful verse, 7.19. Who can say this? So very, very unlucky, very, very difficult. And we also have this beautiful verse from Shishnashtakam. Nama nama kani bahuda vijitaraka shakti tatrapita niyamita smaranena kalaha eta vishtava krupa bhagavan mahi durgaiva vihi visham jalina udadaha. Durgaiva, that we see how so unfortunate, so unlucky that I am, even though I know the potency of the holy name, but still I am not able to accept it. So in this way we can, and also Bhagavad Gita 7.15, 7.16 says, who are the four kinds of people who take to shelter and who are the people who do not take to his shelter. Okay, so this particular comes under misguided. They come under which category? Vijnanamaya, Vijnanamaya Kosha. Then after this you have unlucky. I said unlucky is Anandamaya, spiritual wellness. Spiritual wellness is lacking, so unlucky comes under spiritual wellness. Then next one is always disturbed. Always disturbed means again this comes under Manomaya and Pranamaya Kosha. Because we see so much of disturbances that we are not able to concentrate on what we are supposed to do, and the process we miss the train or we lose our aim of life. And in this regard, it is said a beautiful verse which is that the mind should be brought under control, which is 6.26. It says, Yato yato nishchirati manas chanchalam astiram tatas tato niyamaitar atman eva vashupnaye. From wherever the mind wanders, due to its flickering and unsteady nature, one must certainly withdraw it and bring it back under the control of the self. So in this regard, we have a wonderful aspect in Nectar of Devotion. What does Mundane Rasa says? What are the characteristics of Mundane Rasa? All the Bhakti Shastris. Bodha Tyaga and Chapala Sukha. Right? That is a flickering thing that is being discussed here. So, because Chapala Sukha, matlab we think फ्लिकरिंग, मतलब हमको लगता है, आभास होता है कि मुझे सुख मिलेगा, लेकिन नहीं है. So this is very very clear. So this comes under always, that is the reason, because we are searching for happiness here and there, here and there. We are not able to concentrate, so we are always constantly disturbed. And this comes under the mental and the emotional wellness. Mental and the emotional wellness. So, and then we told so many things. Now, how to be peaceful? That is, what should we do? What should be our moods? Bhoktara, Iketarsa, Sarvalokam Ishwaram, Suhurdam Sarvabhutanam, Natmamam Shanti Vrichyate. So, the only way to remain undisturbed is by understanding that the Supreme Lord is the enjoyer. And we are just his part and parcels, and we should be in line with his desires. Only then we will be able to achieve Shanti, we will be able to get freedom. And in this regard, we also have this beautiful verse. Kale doshe vide rajam, asti kirikod mahaguna, Kirtanat eva krishnasya, mukta sangha param vrajed. So, the only means is to, even though the Kali-yuga is full of faults, the only means to come out of it is to take up the holy names of the Lord, to take the shelter of the holy names of the Lord. Okay? So, this is also a very, very wonderful preaching verse for us, all of us, because we can practically tell them what the doshas of this Kali-yuga, and we can also tell them what is the remedy. So, in this way, we will be able to do it. And how do you think we can apply this verse practically in life? First and foremost thing, we should come out of our artificial standards, have a very simple life. We have to most importantly regulate our habits of eating, sleeping, recreation, sleep, everything. And we should also guard against bad association. Ensure that you do proper, you have to follow the verse number 2 of Nectar of Instruction, Atyahara Prayasascha. Anything over is going to cause problems. Then you should always engage in Nama Sankirtana and hearing Srimad Bhagavatam. Okay? And personally, how can you reflect this particular verse? You have to ask certain questions to yourself. Am I keeping regular spiritual habits? Am I doing my chanting, Shravanam, Kirtanam? नियमित रूप से कुछ कर रही हूँ क्या? Think on this. Do I seek simple, regulated life, or am I trapped in overwork and consumption? Think, answer yourself. Am I careful about my association? मैं किसके साथ किसका संग ले रही हूँ? कितना देर तक मैं सोशल मीडिया में हूँ? मैं क्या कर रही हूँ? गॉसिप करती हूँ? क्या करती हूँ? मनन कीजिए. Am I studying Shastra to maintain strong faith amidst Kali-yuga? मैं शास्त्र का नियमित रूप से हर दिन मैं अध्ययन करती हूँ. Next, am I participating in congregation life to counter the isolating forces of modern society? क्या मैं एक डिवोटी की संगत में हर सदा हूँ, क्योंकि इस कलयुग इतना बुरा है कि हर सदा मुझे खींच रहा है. इन्फ्लुएंस ऑफ फोर्स ऑफ नेचर इतना स्ट्रांग है, मैं उसमें बह जा रही हूँ. क्या मैं अपने आप को मैं कैसे प्रोटेक्ट कर सकती हूँ? पिछले बार भी जब हम लोग को ये कर रहे थे, when we were doing the youth festival, the seminar, I told one point: we cannot isolate ourselves, but we can insulate ourselves. हम अपने आप को अलग नहीं रख सकते हैं, लेकिन हम अपने आप को एक कवच कैसे अपने आप को पहन सकते हैं, इस पर हमको ध्यान करना चाहिए. और जब हम इस क्वेश्चंस को हम डेली इस पर टैब रख के हम अपने आप इस पर गौर करेंगे और हम आंसर करेंगे, then sure and you can be sure that the Lord will not leave you, and He will definitely वो हमको कर सकते हैं. इसलिए भले ही इतने सारे, and at the same time, like Romana says, we need not compare and keep on critic. Oh, baap re, there's so many problems, so many problems, so many problems. No, we should think how even though I've taken this material body, it's not good. Taking material body is not good. Coming to this material body is not good. But then make best use of the bad bargain. How think of ways, even though I got this, how can I make my surroundings more favorable for me, so that I can proceed, so that I can go ahead and march in the path of bhakti. इस तरह का आपका हर सदा मनन होना चाहिए. So these are some of the takeaway points which I wanted to share with you. And please excuse me if I've overboarded time. Prabhu, please excuse me for overboarding, and also for your thanks for your kind and patient hearing. And I just try to share, and if I feel very offensive or very strong in any of my words, please excuse me and please bless me and pray that I'm able to serve Srimad Bhagavatam perpetually, lifetimes after lifetimes, with sincerity and devotion. And thanks to each one of you.
किसी का कुछ प्रश्न है माता जी आपको कुछ दो प्रश्न पूछ सकते हैं
Anandamay Krishna. Very good, thank you.
Hare Krishna.
What are the doshas in you? I don't understand my better body. Holistic wellness literature what you provide. There is something written like doshas in devotion.
Doshas in devotion.
I do not understand.
We are not saying doshas in devotion. Kosha. Ah, it's not dosha, it's kosha.
मैं आपका नंबर ले लूँ
What he is saying is correct. Doshas in devotion.
Doshas.
All way of performing devotions.
Okay. Yeah. Mistakes बोल रहे हैं. What?
Okay.
I don't understand.
Thank you.
Faulty ways of
Sorry.
performing
Faulty ways of perform devotion, Prabhu.
Very useful.
Faulty ways of perform devotion service. Devotion as such does not have any faults, but like you said, the way you perform, that could be because you're not taking the right association, you've not read the Shastras, and you're doing things on your own because you feel certain things are okay for you. You're doing some mix and matches, or you're selective, or maybe it could be a misinterpretation, as a way हो सकता है, and that would lead to wrong ways of performing devotional service. Most importantly, in this path, see, for anything for that matter, if you want to learn, you need to have a teacher. You need to have a guru. You go to school, correct? Similarly, even for matters of devotional services also, devotional path also, you need to accept a teacher. Most importantly, not just acceptance, but have an implicit faith in the teacher that he is, whatever he is saying is for your good. So with faith and when it's supported by the Shastras, if you do it, then you will be free from performing any kind of wrong practices in your devotion, or you will not be performing anything wrong in devotional services. So that is how, so most importantly, teach a Guru Shastra. Guru Sadhu Shastra. It should be in line with all these things. Then you will be able to perform. Does that help you, Prabhuji, or you want any, or anything else?
People are performing by means of mental speculation.
Yeah.
Rather than by means of shastras.
Yes. Exactly. You should not have any mental speculation. That's correct. Exactly. Very good. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Thank you. Thanks. Not now, we said next week onwards, because by the time the other members also have addressed most of them, so those things will be addressed from next session onwards. Yeah, because in the other ambassadors, 3 are not there now, right now. So let them all be there, and then it makes sense in discussing. Okay, Mata? Hare Krishna. Okay, Prabhu?
अग्रे सच्ची यशोदा माता की जय।